You know, in today's politically correct social media climate, it's insensitive at best to even hint that someone might not be happy with their weight, much less that they are dissatisfied with how they look or how they feel about themselves because of that weight. You are told in no uncertain terms that you need to accept your body and other people's bodies just as they are, quit fat shaming yourself, and learn to love your love handles. But here in the U.S. at least, we have an obsession with fat people, and we particularly enjoy seeing these fat folks overcome tremendous challenges to get those pounds off and get themselves back in shape. Just witness the success of shows like The Biggest Loser. But even this once wildly popular show has come under fire for putting contestants through a program so rigorous it made the Navy SEALs training look like a walk in the park. Besides, we all know, thanks to the Huffington Post and other news outlets, what really happened to those Biggest Loser contestants once they went home. Almost without exception, they all gained back every pound they had so laboriously lost, plus more. I think part of this drive to get people to accept fat folks for who they are and to accept that for ourselves is because losing weight and keeping it off is one of the most difficult and demanding things a person can do. Listen, a whopping 45 million Americans go on a diet each and every year, and only a tiny fraction of those people will ever succeed in losing weight and keeping it off. And quite understandably, more and more people are losing the motivation to even try to lose weight in the first place. They read about the struggles going on with the Biggest Loser contestants and just decide that sitting on the sofa with their cat and a big bag of Cheetos, binge watching an entire session of the Santa Clarita Diet is a whole lot better than putting themselves on a severe calorie-restricted regimen that for most people is literal torture. And for what, when they know the weight is almost guaranteed to come back anyway, so why even try? But hiding behind that "don't tell me I'm fat because you need to accept me for who I am" facade is a person who is in a world of pain. And listen, if you're not fat, you don't need to tell a fat person that they are. They are all too aware of it every single second of every single day. And if you are fat, I get it. Because, you see, there's a lot of encouragement from every direction, in spite of our national dieting obsession, to just stay your same sweet overweight self, from friends, from colleagues, and sometimes your very own family. Maybe you are even saying that to yourself as well. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have accepted yourself and love the way you are and have no desire to change your body, then that is certainly your choice, and I totally respect that. I was never terribly obese by some standards, but a nearly 40-pound weight gain over the last few years threatened to seriously compromise my health, and it put a huge dent in my confidence and my ability to show up in my business and in my life. I can imagine that someone who has significantly more to lose might feel even worse about themselves and even more hopeless than I did. And I have to tell you, after several unsuccessful attempts at diets and losing and then promptly regaining that weight, I was feeling pretty darn hopeless. Look at this. Here's me before IF. Fat. Yes, I use the F word. Miserable, sluggish, and very unhappy with myself. I quit showing up in my business. I declined photo opportunities or video appearances and stopped going to in-person networking meetings and conferences. All because I was so discouraged and embarrassed about how I looked. But then I found intermittent fasting, and through it, I found myself again. Here's me today, skinny, full of energy and creativity, with restored confidence and vitality, all because of not what I eat, but when I eat it. I feel like I have returned home at last after a long and arduous journey. Home to my body, home to my creativity and focus, home to what it finally means to have control over my food, instead of food having control over me. I so want this for you as well, both for your life and for your business. So don't let anyone tell you that you have to just accept your body as it is, because it's just not politically correct to want to do anything about it. Yes, calorie-restricted diets are difficult, and most people fail. Intermittent fasting, on the other hand, is not a diet, but a way of life and works by lowering your circulating levels of insulin, which is the fat storage hormone, resetting your appetite, and balancing your hormones. IF is not hard. It's a glorious, joyous, simple, easy, and wonderful way to live, without calorie restriction or denying yourself the delicious foods you love. The only shaming that's going on here is that it would be a shame if you decided not to give IF a try. IF has worked for me and for countless others. You can do this.